does your website suck at getting leads? I mean, as a reminder, I've got quite a few. They don't all work. And that's a pain, isn't it? Because you put so much effort into them. Anyway, how to increase website traffic. Today I'm going to tell you how to get more traffic. And here's the problem, really. Appearing on the first page of Google, it's the holy grail, not just for SEO marketers, for anyone who has a website. And yet the competition for top keywords is fierce. I mean, really fierce. Google will penalize you, your whole site, if you try and game them. And in fact, Google's the biggest employer of PhDs in the world. And what they spend their time doing is trying to catch out people who try and game Google's system for putting the right page in front of the person searching. The solution is then to choose a website that would like to rank higher, a web page rather, on your site, and use some sort of SEO tool. Well, I'll show you a few in a minute. So you identify keywords that you're ranking, not mentioned on the page. Now that sounds really weird, doesn't it? But you'll see what I mean in a minute when we look at the results of looking at a page on a website. Quite often what happens is Google will rank you for things that you're not that you'd never thought of. And as it sort of says here, things that you don't even have on your page yet. And it sounds weird, but it just happens. So you're ranking for these keywords that you haven't even put on your page, bizarrely. And what you want to do is find some questions and answers for those keywords, which you can put at the bottom of your page. It doesn't take very long. You just got to look them up. I'll show you how to do that. You look them up and you put the questions and answers just at the bottom of your page. You can do a bit more. You can work them into the page. You can do some schema as well. I'll explain what schema is in a minute. You put them on your page, and very soon Google will increase your ranking for that keyword. Because think about it for a moment. You were ranking for it before you actually had the keyword in the page, and you put the keyword on the page. How good is that? That's really going to look, and it's what people are looking for, right? And they're looking for it, and I'll show you how you know you're looking for it. You know they're looking for it because you'll search for it, and Google will tell you what questions people ask them. Okay, it'll get clearer because I'm going to go through this step by step, so you know exactly how to do it yourself. Now, there's a full video on this. This is the short version, just the steps that you need to do it yourself in, so you can just get on and do it. And it doesn't take you very long, and you can get get results really quickly. But if you want to watch the full video for free, and normally it's $97, and inside it's a case study that shows the results you can get. There's a link down there in the description, and it will take you to that video, and you can watch it for free. Now, the steps. First of all, you pick one of your web pages that you want to rank higher. So you know that ranking higher will get you more traffic. More traffic will turn into more leads. And leads, if you're doing everything right, will make you money in the end. So you analyze the page in an SEO tool, and Ahrefs, I know it's spelled Ahrefs, but they pronounce it Ahrefs, SEMrush. Who would suggest that all tools, I'm going to show you the tool I use in a minute. It's a different one. And use that to find out keyword phrases that the page is ranking for. What you do is you identify the 3 highest ranking keywords that are not mentioned on the page yet. Actually, if you want to, you could do something else as well. If you want to rank it for a keyword that is on the page but isn't ranking as high as you want, you can do that for this as well. So that's a bonus technique. So what you do is you add 3 short questions and answers about each of the keyword phrases, and you find them in the frequently asked questions page. You add them onto your page in a frequently asked questions section, just put at the bottom. So you just answer the questions that people are searching Google for, and Google rewards you by sending you some of that traffic. Right. So here's a tip to get answers on what question and answers to include, because you don't want to just make this up. You want to include the questions that people are actually looking for. Perform a search in Google and check out that people also ask questions. I'll just show you that in a minute. I'll just show you that right now. So if we go, I'm going to show you first a keyword that I've looked up. Come here. So I searched this site called retirementinvestor.com. Just picked it at random. And you can see here all the pages on that site that are ranking. If we take this page here, the URL is low risk investments. And then the name of this page, or the title of this page, is 12 best low risk investments in March 2022. And you can pretty much be sure that the people who wrote this page, they want to rank for something like low risk investments or possibly 12 best low risk investments in March 2022. And if we look at what they're ranking, these are all the keywords the tools looked up and found that they're ranking. So looking for low risk investments. Okay, they haven't got low risk investments on its own. I think that's probably a very, very competitive keyword. But they are ranking for low risk investments for seniors. Not very highly on bottom of page 2. And then 12 best low risk investments in March 2022 might be a keyword they're trying to rank for. So they're not ranking for 12 anything, but best. They're ranking for best investments, low risk. They're probably not deliberately going after that, but it's coming up. So these are the sort of keywords that they're ranking for. And as I say, they're probably not intending to rank for most of those and probably don't know they're ranking for. And some of them might not even be on the page, some of those keywords. Let's take this one here, no risk investments for seniors. And what we're going to do, because that's the highest one that they're ranking for. And we're going to assume, I'm not going to take the time to look on their page and see if they actually mention that page. Let's assume for a moment they or not. So what we do next is we copy that, no risk investments for seniors, and we just go to a straightforward Google search page and type in or paste no risk investment for seniors. And you can see there's loads of ads here because it's quite a popular keyword. Even though I noticed it only had 20 searches a month. Can't always rely on that. As you screen down, you get the first organic result here. And then you get this people also ask. So these are the questions you want to put onto your page and put the question itself. What is the safest investment for senior? If you click down there, you'll get an answer. Now, you probably shouldn't copy this answer directly and put it onto your page. You should write it in your own words. But you want to keep the sentiment the same. You want to just scan it through, and I think you'll know if you're into investments, you'll know that bonds are pretty safe and treasury bills are safe. So you might want to include those words in your answer, but just mix it up a bit and don't copy and paste exactly. Okay, so let's get back to the presentation. So what we've shown you so far is a tool that will allow you. There are other tools, and they're very easy to find. You just Google them, you look them up, find the keywords that your page is ranking for. Probably it's going to be ranking for pages that you don't expect. For keywords that you don't expect. And then go and type one of those keywords into Google and look for the people who will also ask, and that will give you the questions to put into the frequently asked questions section that you're going to create at the bottom of that page you want to rank. Okay, so I hope this is all making sense. If not, you probably won't. If I'm not making sense now on this video, you probably won't want to ask me anything at all. But if you did, you can book a quick call with me, and I'll go. I'm very happy to go through this with you. So let's get back to this slideshow. So if I can do it from this, or to start from now. Yes, here we go. Right. So we've looked at finding the questions from the frequently asked questions page on Google, and we've looked at how to get those. The next tip is schema. Now, schema is nothing more than a sort of a machine readable text that's organized in a way that makes it easy for Google to understand what your page is about. So you can take those questions and answers, and this is an advanced technique, and you can turn it into this machine readable text so that Google knows on this without having to read all your page and put a lot of computing power into it, into working it out. You tell Google directly what your frequently asked questions and answers are. And that saves it time, and Google loves that because they're, if you can imagine all the pages, billions and billions and billions of pages they have to index and work out what they mean, this saves them money. So they like that. It's an advanced technique, don't have to do it, but Google loves it. And the second advanced technique is, as well as doing a frequently asked questions section, now you can stick anything. It doesn't interfere with the flow, the sales flow perhaps, or at least the content flow of your page. But if this is a keyword that it makes sense to include in the body of your page, and it doesn't ruin the flow, you can rework it into the page as well as putting it into the frequently asked questions bit at the bottom. Okay, now for each of the pages, do this for any page that you want to rank higher. have to say it's not instant. It will take a little while for it to rank higher. Trouble with many of the instant techniques that people promise you, promise to get you better rankings in no time at all, a week or 2 weeks. They work for a week or 2 weeks, and then all of these PhDs at Google, they've had a way to detect that you're game with the system, and then they punish you, they slap you, and the page stops ranking well, and it just sinks and sinks and sinks. And if this has ever happened to you, you know how painful it is. So you can do this to as many pages on your website you want to increase traffic to. Do that right away. Just work your way through the website as fast as you like, and do this to each of the pages, and then revisit each page perhaps every 3 months if you're doing it yourself, and repeat this. Look for more keywords that it's going to start ranking for, and add those into your frequently asked questions section at the bottom of the page. Pretty simple. Over time, you'll see traffic rise as people search for your answers. So people will search for the answers. Google will know that you're giving them the answers on your page, and they'll send some of that traffic to your page. The brilliant thing about this is that, just as you saw, or just as you will see on your page, that you rank for things you've never believed possible. They're not even on your page, perhaps. You'll find you get traffic for new keywords, which will bring even more traffic in, and you'll get more traffic to the existing keywords you're already ranking for, because Google will start ranking them higher and higher and higher in the search results. So you win in about 3 different ways. And if you want to see a case study, like I say, there's that link down below, and follow that, and you get free access to the original video, and see a case study and see the sort of results that you can get. And what we're going to do next is we're going to start looking at, we're getting all of this traffic. How do you start converting it? Because that's the other part of turning your website into a magnet for new business.